Volatility on the one hand, we have a brewing trade war on the other. Right. How's that impacting prospects going forward?
Well, thank you for having me. I think that's something that we are monitoring and aware carefully. If you see the first quarter, the spat of running down, say, when US stock down by 5%, 6%, and then we pick it up back again. The tech stocks coming down. I think the slight concern that I have is basically how the impact moving forward on the spiral part of it. So far so good, but I think we have to be mindful about that. And this morning, news both on the trade uncertainties doesn't help the situation a bit much. But we're probably positive on fundamentals.
Positive, but how do prospects look? Because Malaysian banks on the whole missed estimates in the first quarter.
Right.
Second quarter looking better?
I think throughout the full 2018, we should be able to look at a stable, sustainable growth. We're in our loan growth estimated, we'll be looking at the market of a moderate about 4%. We're positive of the Malaysian economy and globally in ASEAN as well. Malaysia, even Bank Negara is looking at above north of 5.5% to 6%. But of course, we have election coming up soon, and I'm still quite confident the fundamentals of the country will sustain quite well.
Can there be a boost post-election? What kind of a boost post-election?
I would think the immediate effect, there will be some correction, in my personal view, but I think moving forward, that would be sustainable ending towards 2018. So.
Yeah. What do you think should be the priorities of the next government?
That's a very good question. I think we'll be seeing the various manifestos from the various parties.
What needs fixing in the country?
I'm very much a fiscal disciplined person. I think the hard question that the policymakers need to address is the fiscal discipline of the country, the deficit. But the balancing act between the revenue and the type of spending on infrastructure. And that's the reason why we are here today. Maybank is very passionate about the whole infrastructure development, not just in Malaysia, but also in the ASEAN region. We truly believe infrastructure will give the catalyst of the economic growth, but also reduction in poverty and the increase of the middle income folks as well.
Would you view as one of the risks? Because we're seeing rising debt in Malaysia. Do you see that escalating, and how critical should that be addressed?
I think the rising debt is not just in Malaysia per se. I think globally we've had a nice sort of low interest rate environment. And I think this is the challenges of all central banks, even the Feds, at what level of moderation when we look at the increasing the interest rates. We're monitoring that carefully. I think Chairman Powell and the rest are mindful of inflation, and also at what point do we need to hold on the various low interest rates environment. So I think it's a global phenomenon per se. Even the governor is looking at it very cautiously as well.
Maybank has big ambitions. It wants to be the top investment bank in Southeast Asia. Where are you in that target, and what's the strategy?
Our strategy has always been ASEAN, connecting ASEAN not only to the major powers in Asia, but also ASEAN connecting to Europe and UK and United States as well. And our focus is on the various key markets in ASEAN as well. Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. We're blessed that we are in all parts of ASEAN, and that's our long-term goal. Connectivity of ASEAN, driving ASEAN. This is the major playground for the world.